You know, man, sometimes Mattel gives us action figures in basic form when they should absolutely be elites. Now, you can't just save all of the stinkers or all of the lesser known gears for basic figures, because then the basic line would just be complete trash, right? But in the past, I think that there are some figures or some great figures and great looks of characters and superstars that I really want to see in WWE Elite or Ultimate Edition form, and they end up coming out in basics and we never get them in Elite, or we never get that conversion, and it's pretty upsetting. But I wanted to dive into some of these examples and get into it. And of course, again, they can't make all things that are great in Elite and Ultimate and then make all of the basics really, really basic, because then the basics wouldn't sell, right? I mean, I guess they still would sell to a certain extent because, you know, they're the cheaper option. You can beat the hell out of them, stuff like that. However, let's get into these gears, man, these certain figure choices. And I want to start things off with what I consider, I think this is true, the greatest basic figure of all time. This is the best WWE basic to ever exist. That is going to be the Firefly Funhouse Bray Wyatt. I love this figure, man. I think that this one is substantially better than the Elite. It is such a great figure. They actually made this one correctly compared to the Elite. Now, I know they tried to make the other one in a different take, and I can get into that and break that down, but this basic is beautiful. Great head sculpt, great posability for what it is, great look, the colors, it pops, the sculpts with the collar, it's got the sweater, it's got even the little cuff at the bottom and on the wrist. This is a fantastic piece. Now, when you compare it to the Elite was way too short. It was like a painted-on shirt, so you could see his belly button instead of a sweater, and it just looked like he was wearing like a freaking dry fit tight Under Armour Nike Pro Combat undergarment type deal that was really super tight fit with some gray pants. It had no belt on it. It just looked awful. It was not a good figure. It's actually one of my least favorite Elites they've ever made, and I would probably consider it the worst ringside exclusive ever. I don't know. Shield Kurt Angle may have a pickle with that, but I think that this figure just missed the mark in all different areas. I can't stand that one. The accessories are what makes that one. That basic Firefly Funhouse Bray Wyatt is fantastic. Let's get into the next one. These are in no particular order, but last year's WrestleMania gear for Randy Orton, this should have absolutely been an Elite. You look at the Elite 116 figure, very plain Jane. It's in that, brown or like really, really dark doo-doo looking green style black tights. It should have absolutely been an Elite. I think that they could have done greatness with that one. Maybe make the Chase that doo-doo green and then take the real Chase Elite and make it into the basic, because this figure would have been so cool. I love the metallic color on it. I think it's such a great look for Randy Orton, and this should have been a great Elite to compare to his Decade of Domination Elite. But besides the Randy Orton, another really cool metallic figure that I really liked in the past that we never got from an Elite or anything is Finn Balor, man. This NXT run Finn Balor was such a banger. What a great basic. Now, you can talk about the head sculpt, whatever. I still think that this was a really fun figure. I love the tights. I think that this was a great run for Finn, and I really like this this kind of metallic silver or this metallic navy blue really comes through nicely. I love this gear. I really wish they would have made this into an Elite. We really don't get any Trunks Balors. I'm hoping now that Finn Balor did switch back to Trunks. Maybe we'll get that coveted Ultimate Demon. We'll get an updated Elite Finn Balor that doesn't have tiny legs. I'm holding out the day, man. I'm holding out the day. I'm really excited to see what they come out with when it comes to Finn Balor, but this basic was really great. Let's get back to another recent basic that I think would have been a great Elite. Is Chelsea Green, man. We did get her in an Ultimate, and this is a really, I understand a lot of people wanted this in Elite form, and I also, that's why it's in this video, but you know, a lot of people were really bummed that this was not an Elite. I think this would have made for a great Elite. However, I will say, I have to give it on the flip side for the argument. I think that the Cactus Jack paired with it is really sick. I think that's sick, but this would have been a great Elite. You can give her the bang bang hands. You can give her the United States Championship, the cloth flannel if you want to instead of rubber. This would have been a fantastic Elite, but I think that the basic is still a cool figure. I've seen it a couple times. Another thing I want to get into, man, all these Roman Reigns promo gears, man. I know we have seen a couple, but they're not quite right. If you look at Roman Reigns and you look at his promo gears, quote-unquote promo gears that we've seen, it's usually just a shirt. We did get a hoodie. We got a short-sleeve hoodie, but they continue to give him his wrestling pants. Why not give him joggers with the shoes like we've seen on the Usos? Make a different formula, man. I want to see Roman Reigns with... we never got sweatsuit, like top of the peak, top of the mountain, tribal chief, you know, on the big day run, the red jumpsuit, the white jumpsuit, the black jumpsuit. There were so many different looks and sweats with sneakers of Roman Reigns that they never made an Elite form, man. There were so many great figures, so many great looks. I wanted the white head of the table shirt in the Elite line. We never got it, man. We never got it. I wanted that so bad. But but we have it in basic form. We got mini Roman basics. I just really would have seen those in Elite or Ultimate form. That would have been great, but another great one is Eddie Guerrero, man. Eddie Guerrero from WrestleMania 20. This is such a good basic figure. Great likeness. You know, he is shredded to all gills, but it is a basic figure. Great attire, great moment. This should be an Elite figure, man. This should be an Elite. They could even make it an Ultimate, to be honest with you. But imagine it comes with the WrestleMania 20 shirt. He'd come with a WWE Championship. And every time we get an Elite Eddie Guerrero or an Ultimate, it seems like something gets lost in translation. Like we saw the Shreddy Guerrero. We got the From the Vault Eddie. It still had the wrong skin tone. We got, you know, the most recent Ultimate Edition Eddie Guerrero did have the correct look. And I love that. But I want to see this specific look. I think that this basic is really, really good. And I'd love to see this converted into an Elite or an Ultimate with a championship WrestleMania 20 shirt. Think that's a real layup there. Another one that we recently got that we actually did get in Elite form coming up in the Saturday night's main event, Elite Series 2, Cody Rhodes. Talking about this basic that is hitting shelves right now, I would love to see this converted into an Elite figure. I think that this is a really strong figure. I am glad we're getting this in the Elite line for the Saturday night's main event. However, this is a really cool look too. The blue with the black and the white and the red looks really clean. And maybe we can get another one down the line. I imagine they're going to reuse those Cody parts. So maybe we'll get an alternate attire. But I am glad that this is converted into an Elite in a certain way. But I would like to see this gear. But another promo Cody gear I'd like to see is the sleeveless hoodie, you know, with the Fire Cody American Nightmare logo on it. That was also pretty cool. Another really simple way they can do that is give that original Saturday night's main event Elite that we're about to get, just give it a different shirt and give us a different look. I think that would work for that as well. Those are really good basics there, and that's a way to get Cody into the line that's different from all the other Codys. So I'd like to see that as well, and the figure's going to pose better because it doesn't have, you know, the clown feet and all those different things. But another figure is the John Cena. I've talked about this in a few different videos. I don't want to plug it too much, but we have gotten a couple basics of this John Cena for Mania 41's main event. We got to have an Elite. We got to have an Ultimate, man. What are we doing? We got to make this into Elite or Ultimate form. We've talked about it ad nauseum. It needs to come to fruition. Make this John Cena an Elite or Ultimate. I think we'll see it, but so far we have two basics of this moment, but no Elite or Ultimate to show for it. Next up, Jey Uso. This white Jey Uso was one of my favorite basics from last year. Such a phenomenal look, man. Such a crispy, clean gear paired with that metallic blue. So sick, man. This would be an amazing looking Elite. Now, say what you will, I know we've gotten 1,200 Jey Usos, right? We got like 3 Ultimates coming. We got like 3 Elites coming. We got to see them all at WWE World, but this white gear was very, very clean. I would have liked to seen it with the vest he got on his Ultimate Edition, Series 26, that Elite Ricochet vest. Put that on there, that white sleeve, yeet glasses. This, I hope that if we were to get another Jey Uso, I'd like to see it. I know we've seen some white gears and different things, but I just wanted to add this into the video. Another one that we're going to get into now is going to be this Batista, man. This Batista. I've wanted this in Elite form from Mattel for so long, and maybe they could even make an Ultimate at this point. But this is one of my favorite gears right here the Batista ever wore. After, you know, this was a little later in his single run, and I love this gear. I thought the yellow pops off the red. I like the boots. This is a figure I'd love to see from Mattel. It would be so amazing. I think Jax made this, if I'm not mistaken. I want to say they did. There are a lot of Batista looks that I really want to see, but specifically that they've made in basic form, this is one I want to see in Elite form. I think it's such a good-looking gear. It'd make for a great-looking toyetic figure, and we need some new Batistas, man. We need some new Batistas. I want to see an Elite Batista here. Another one. Promo gear Randy Orton, man. Hoodie with shorts. This was such a great look. This was such a great look. I think that they could have made this into an Elite. Again, they continue to do this thing where they don't give us the figures in Elite figure form because you got to make the basics different so people will buy them. But man, this was a great look. I liked how they went outside the box here. You have the hoodie, you have the shorts and the boots. This was a cool look, and you can put, it's a 2-in-1. You give them a cloth hoodie, you give them cloth shorts, and bam, you can have a wrestling gear Randy Orton figure underneath the hoodie and stuff. But I thought that was great. Another one is Thanos attire. SummerSlam Seth Rollins, man. Oh my goodness. I need to make a whole video on the different mishaps we have had from the history of Mattel in terms of us as fans, because we are terrible voters, man. We're not good voters sometimes. I tell you, we just missed the mark. We wanted WrestleMania 35 over the Thanos gear. Now, I know people are going to say, oh, well, you know, it was the big moment, slaying the beast, you know, Universal Championship. I get what you're saying there. I understand it. But, man, we had figures that looked very similar beforehand, and we could have gotten Thanos attire Seth Rollins, and they haven't went back and done it. I would love to see them plug him into the SummerSlam line, go back and do this gear, because I've always wanted this in Elite figure form, especially on the updated formula. It would be a fantastic pick, but, man, we missed out on Thanos Seth Rollins. I remember that being a huge deal back in the day, and it still bothers me to this day. I actually forgot about it until I made this video, and now I'm re-upset. Opened an old wound for me, but let's move on to the next one. This Stone Cold that came in this battle pack with Triple H. Now, you could say Triple H as well, but we kind of got that in the Ultimate Edition line Monday Night Wars. It's very similar, right? It's a t-shirt with jogging pants, which is a great look. I think this could work as an Elite as well, but this Stone Cold Steve Austin, this is one of my favorite Austin looks ever, and with the release of the Elite 122 Stone Cold, that allows for this figure to be made relatively easy. All you have to do is repaint the shorts, give him the cloth goods shirt, give him red knee braces, or hell, I don't care if you give him red knee braces. He wore this attire with red knee braces, white knee braces. He may have even worn this attire with gold knee braces as well. There are multiple looks here that you could make. I just want this shirt, and I want it to fit onto a nice formula. Stone Cold Steve Austin Elite. The Elite 122 is perfect. It's got the watch. This is fantastic, man. You give him a pool cue. You do it where he returned and took out the Alliance. That's what you do. You give us Stone Cold Steve Austin in this look here. I want it badly. This would have been a great Elite or Ultimate. And I think that they also make his basics too short. I think that's kind of a thing with a lot of different characters, to be honest with you. But let's move on to the next one, which is going to be the Clear John Cena. Now, I know I can already hear you from here, big dog. I can already hear you barking from here. You're going to say that we already got this, and you're technically right. The Clear John Cena Collector's Edition, we did see this. However, I kind of want to see one with the clothes on it and the shorts. Like, just make the skin tone clear because, you know, his whole body being clear, I love that figure, but making this into an Elite would have been pretty cool. I do like the basic, never tracked it down, never saw it, and I've never seen that figure. If I ever have an opportunity to buy it, I will be buying it, but I really, really want to see this in Elite figure form. I've seen people make customs and stuff, and it looks really great, and it's a great transition. Need to see this in Elite figure form or something like that, but that would be a really cool figure is to, you know, make that into an Elite with the, you know, with the clothes. Make the skin tone have, you know, the clear parts, and then all the clothes and accessories be solid color and stuff like that. But another one I wanted to throw in here, just for shishes and gigs, is going to be this Dolph Ziggler, man. This Dolph Ziggler Chase Basic is so sick, and I did buy this at WrestleMania 39 at the Superstore. I love this head sculpt. I love this gear. I always wanted a bright blue gear Elite Dolph Ziggler that they never made. There were so many gears they made, or that they didn't make of Dolph Ziggler, which is why I have so many customs in the collection, is because those gears were so toyetic, they looked so great, and we never got them. Thank God we got the SummerSlam Elite Dolph Ziggler before he left, but man, this would have been a great figure to have as well. I would have loved to have seen that. Unfortunately, it didn't come to pass. And then the last figure I want to talk about today is going to be this cheetah print blue Seth Rollins, man. This gear does not do it justice in basic form. It's very flat looking. The blue is so nice. The cheetah print is so nice. But in basic form, it does not give it all of the dimension that it needs. I think as an Elite, as an Ultimate, this would be incredible. But unfortunately, we have gotten a couple different releases in basic form, and we never got it in true Elite form that I think would have done wonders for this. But unfortunately, that did not come to pass, and now who the hell knows if we'll ever get it, man. I think this is going to be one of those gears that we sadly skip over, and that is sad to see. But I want to know down in the comment section below, what are some gears that you want to see, or some figures that they made in basic form that they did not make in Elite figure form, or that you wanted to make in Elite figure form but they just didn't, man. I wanted to get on here and talk about some of my favorite picks or some things that I wanted to see, and so I wanted to get on here. Again, man, there's a lot of women's figures too that probably could have been on here. I think that they made some gears and different looks of characters, but you know, with the basics, they have a limited budget, so they can't put all the deco they want. They can't put all the sculpt. So I think some of these would be so much better in Elite or Ultimate Edition form, but you know, they still make for great basics, at least in certain cases, like that Bray Wyatt. That Bray Wyatt is the undisputed best basic WWE action figure Mattel's ever made. I'd love to know what you think of that down below. What do you think? Are you agreeing with that? You disagreeing with that? That Firefly Funhouse Bray Wyatt is the best. It's so good, man. It's so good. But that's going to wrap it up for me, man. Hope you guys did enjoy. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know what basics you want to see converted into Elites, or what do you think they could have done there with Mattel in the past. But I'm getting out. I'll see you guys next time. Have a blessed one. I'll catch you guys later.